She was the first steam engine to hit 100 miles per hour, and she holds the world's non-stop record, the ultimate symbol of British engineering. But history tried to destroy her. 3 times the Flying Scotsman was scheduled for the scrap heap, from being nearly cut up in '63 to being stranded and bankrupt in America in '73 to a final national rescue in 2004. This is the unbelievable saga of the steam engine they simply could not stop. This is the Flying Scotsman. The Flying Scotsman, Elner A3 Class 4472, isn't just a machine, it's a legend. Built in 1923, she became an immortal symbol of the steam age, the first engine to officially hit 100 miles per hour, 1934, and the holder of the longest non-stop steam run record, 422 miles. But immortality is hard-won. 3 times through financial ruin and technological change, the world wrote her obituary. And 3 times a savior arrived to bring the icon roaring back to life. By the early 1960s, the steam age was over. British Railways was rapidly modernizing, retiring its old fleet and sending thousands of locomotives to the scrap cutters. In 1963, the legendary Flying Scotsman was one of them. Its time was up. Its final destination was the breaker's yard. However, a steam enthusiast named Alan Pegler refused to accept this fate. Seeing the Scotsman as a priceless piece of heritage, Pegler swooped in and purchased the engine for the princely sum of £3,000. He restored her, painted her back in her glorious green livery, and converted her for modern mainline use, keeping the legend alive when all her peers were reduced to razor blades. Pegler saved her from the scrap cutter's torch, launching a new career for the world-famous train. In the late 1960s, Alan Pegler took a bold, some would say reckless, gamble. He took the Flying Scotsman on a massive tour of North America to promote British exports. The tour was a chaotic mix of triumphs and disasters. While she was adored by American crowds, the massive logistical costs became a financial nightmare. By 1971, the money ran out. Alan Pegler was forced into bankruptcy, and the Flying Scotsman was left stranded and abandoned on a siding in the United States. It wasn't looking good, but luckily, a second savior emerged. Sir William McAlpine, a wealthy railway enthusiast and businessman, heard of the Scotsman's plight. He immediately stepped in, paid off Pegler's creditors, and orchestrated the complex and costly operation to ship the enormous locomotive back across the Atlantic. Under McAlpine's 23 years of ownership, the Scotsman would go on to achieve its incredible non-stop record in Australia, securing its international fame. After decades of dedicated running, the Flying Scotsman changed hands in the late 1990s, but soon faced another crisis. By the early 2000s, the engine was in poor mechanical shape, and its owner was facing financial difficulty. The locomotive was put up for sale, leading to the terrifying prospect that the iconic British engine might be sold overseas to the highest bidder. The nation collectively held its breath, realizing they were on the verge of losing their most famous steam engine forever. This time, a cultural loss that seemed imminent. But this rescue was now a national effort. The National Railway Museum, NRM, spearheaded a massive public fundraising campaign, supported by a $1.8 million grant from the National Heritage Memorial Fund. Thousands of individuals donated to the cause, confirming the Scotsman's status as a national treasure. The campaign successfully purchased the locomotive for the nation. The NRM then began a painstaking, decade-long, $4.2 million restoration to bring the aging engine back to mainline glory. When the Flying Scotsman finally returned to steam in 2016, the sight of her was met with crowds of thousands, celebrating the return of the legend that simply refuses to die. Today, the Flying Scotsman is a working ambassador for Britain's industrial past and a living piece of history. While her permanent home is at the National Railway Museum in York, she is not static. Throughout the year, the legendary engine embarks on a popular schedule of tours and visits across the UK. She regularly hauls special excursions drawing massive crowds. This ongoing life, chugging proudly through the British countryside, a symbol of resilience and national pride. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please, if you can, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more. Thank you, and see you next time.